Guys, I'm taking over this time.
We're wearing the same clothes.
So what? We wear the same clothes all the time. So.
Ella's butt's still here.
Ta-da!
And Pickles. Hasn't moved. Or is still in quarantine.
So, today's podcast episode is talking about the different TV shows that Dan and I watched together.
I need another beer. And you better start drinking more.
Here, you can have this one.
You're the worst.
So, but first, let's clarify something.
My butt is asleep.
Dan likes to sneak.
It's not really sneaking, I just do it.
It is
and
sneaking.
If I get
no,
caught,
it is sneaking because...
If I get caught, then I get caught.
It is sneaking because...
You know what they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Okay. In the beginning...
I gotta stand up for a second.
Okay. Can you give me some water?
Sure.
Thanks. So in the beginning... Dan would... Like, if it was on demand, like Xfinity, you can mark something as unwatched. So Dan would watch it and then mark it as unwatched. Oh, did you give me a bottle of water?
Do you not want a bottle of water?
No, I wanted cold water.
Yep, that's marriage.
I don't like room temperature water. Anyway, so Dan would sneak and he would make it unwatched. And then I would say, oh, like, do you want to watch this? And he'd be like, yeah, totally. But even though he had already watched it. And he's laughing. I don't know if you can hear him laughing, but he's laughing right now because he knows it's what he did. But then he would just watch it and he wouldn't even, like, then he got sloppy and he wouldn't, like, fix it. Thank you. What do you have to say for yourself?
I still do it. You can still mark as unwatched. All these things are possible.
You still do it?
I mean, granted, we don't really watch anything else together now except for Mandalorian. And that comes out once a week on the same day, and we generally always watch it. But I can't think of anything else that we... Like Big Brother. Big Brother's the only one, but I would totally watch Big Brother without you because... Our time frames at that time didn't make sense, and I was bored most of the time, so I would just watch it while she was at work.
Well, it would be because it was, like, during, like, you...
Yes, we are huge Big Brother fans. Fact.
Yeah, I love Big Brother. Excuse me.
I actually like to say that Big Brother was one of a foundations of our relationship, because it was the first thing that I had gotten into that her whole family was kind of into.
Not my whole family. It's just my mom.
But, like, everybody would watch it. Like, I would come over on a Sunday night, and everybody would be in the living room watching it.
Yeah, my dad doesn't like those.
He didn't really like it, but he watched it. Your brother, mostly Adam, would stick around, and he would watch it, too. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like, it'd be, like, 5 of us sitting there watching Big Brother on a Sunday night.
Or when we were down the shore.
Well, that was well after the fact, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like when we first started dating.
Yeah.
You know, but not actually dating.
If you watched last week's podcast, which we recorded like 5 minutes ago.
Anywho.
No, but... Well, yeah, but then there's like shows on like Netflix that we've... It's not like the topic from when you presented it to me. I assumed it was all collectively the TV shows we've watched, not just those TV shows we're currently watching, because that would be a very short podcast.
No.
Because the only show we're watching right now, like you said, is The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else on. I mean, like WandaVision's coming soon, which I'm pretty excited for. Mm-hmm. But like,
I'm sorry, I'm thirsty.
Almost.
I can't talk.
All of the shows that we watch on TV, we don't really watch anymore.
Well, there's shows that I particularly watch, but like that's just
other than wrestling.
Well, yeah, we watch. It's Friday. It's 10:00. It's
SmackDown's over.
SmackDown's over. But yeah, cause we watch. Oh, there's Ella's head. I was about to say she. Talking about Ella. We watch Raw on Mondays and SmackDown on Fridays. But then there's the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That we watch.
Yeah. I mean, like, wrestling is... I say this all the time. Wrestling is always there. Whether it's good or it's bad, doesn't really matter. It's always there. Which is probably why I've always been, for the most part, a wrestling fan my entire life. Ironically, the main time when I wasn't a wrestling fan was when we started dating, ironically. For, like, those, like, 2 years that we were, like, junior and senior year, like, I didn't really pay attention to wrestling then. I didn't really start watching wrestling again, actually, until I started traveling again. Just once I started traveling, on Monday nights, there was fucking nothing else on but wrestling. So, there was, like, a 2-year period when we started dating.
Ow.
That I didn't even really know that Kylie was a wrestling fan.
I'm a wrestling fan because, and it's still short. It's bothering me. See how it's, like, short?
Uh-huh.
That's bothering me.
Okay.
My older brother, Zach, my mom used to say stories. Like, she would be in the supermarket shopping, and Zach would be, like, a typical, like 1 year or 2-year-old. He didn't want to be in the coach or the shopping cart. So my mom gave him wrestling magazines.
Oh.
And he would go around the supermarket, my mom would shop, and Zach would look at the wrestling magazines. And
Wait,
by the time...
Like, she would just leave him in the aisle?
No, he was in the cart! I just said that!
Alright. Might be.
He would read all the wrestling magazines. So I started to watch wrestling because of Zach. And then we kind of just started watching it. I don't even remember, like, it just
flash up a whole bunch of years. Remember when you guys watched that pay-per-view in German?
That was because this was before the WWE Network.
For $9.99.
And we didn't have the money to pay for the pay-per-view. So Zach found it online, but it was on, like, a German website, so everything was in German.
The announcers were in German. It was so funny when Zach told me the next day.
We had no idea what they were saying.
I was dying.
But Zach and I got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, wrestling... I mean, like, for example, Kylie and I went to WrestleMania, which was not a date.
No,
we went
Zach
to
and Brian
the
were
Royal
there.
Rumble, which was not a date.
Nope, because Zach and Brian were there.
We went to the Elimination Chamber, which was not a date.
Brian...
Kyle!
And Kyle were there.
I miss Kyle.
Oh, Kyle!
I know, I miss Kyle.
Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out to Kyle.
He's not watching.
Probably not. But, yeah, we wrestling runs thick in our...
And the kids like it too, like Oliver.
Oliver loves wrestling. They like wrestling as in, like, wrestling daddy.
No, but
Mommy can't do it.
No, because I have no upper body strength. I want that skill. But like if we have it on the TV, Oliver watches, like, the superstars, like, beat each other up, and he cracks up laughing. I don't know whether to be scared or, like, think it's cute.
No, he loves it. Yeah, he gets into it. And
Lily, she'll be like, "What are you watching?" And Dan will be like, "Wrestling," and she's like, "Why are you watching wrestling?"
Lily always has to know.
Like that.
It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Lily needs to know what you're watching on TV.
Every time she's on the phone with Nana and Pop, the first thing she says to them is,
watching?
What are you watching?" And she says it just like that. Actually, in between recording episode 6 and this episode, we called Lily to say goodnight because she's with Nana and Pop. And because, again, in our COVID bubble, she's with Nana and Pop. And she's like, says to me, "Mom, what are you watching?"
What are you watching?
I'm like, "Nothing. We just got done recording our podcast." And she goes, "Was it fun?"
Was it funny?
And I was like, "Not really. It wasn't a very interesting episode."
Because Kylie sucks.
You suck.
Anyway.
Why is that long awkward silence?
Well, yeah. Wrestling. Definitely.
Yeah.
For me, when I think of things we watched together, I can't ever not think about Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
Scrubs was another, like, foundation.
Or Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones came way after Scrubs.
Yeah, but I, like, binged watch
5 seasons.
5 seasons of Game of Thrones to get ready
For season 6.
For season 6. I was in it.
Yeah. Even though I watched it for 5 years and Kylie was like, I don't like that.
Well, but I don't know. Like, in the beginning, it was just like...
I don't like that. Yeah, she spent 2 weeks binge watching the entire fucking thing. Which we could do that again soon. We haven't done that in... Wow.
We have kids around too much. They can't be watching that. Like, the Red Wedding...
What was I watching?
And stuff. No.
I was watching, it was questionable. What was I watching that...
With our children in the room?
Yeah, it was questionable. It was one of the shows... I think
was it The Boys?
It was The Boys, yeah. I was watching The Boys, and I looked at Lily, I'm like, go in the bedroom. Go in the bedroom.
See, well, like, honestly, like, Dan and I really don't even watch TV...
No.
Until the kids go to bed.
Yeah.
Because if...
Like, we'll occasionally... Like, if the kids have their iPads, like, we'll throw something on the TV.
Right, but even then, like, most of the time...
The
TV's off.
Yeah.
Because the kids... And then if the TV's on, it's something that the kids want to watch. Which is fine. I'm
going to be honest. I don't even know why we have cable. It's a real truth. I don't even know why we have it.
Well, because the kids watch Disney Junior.
Which doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, because Lily likes to watch season 2 of Bluey,
right,
and that's
but
on demand.
If we didn't have cable, she would never know what on demand is, so she would only ever have Disney Plus, and it wouldn't matter. Facts.
Sounds like they're watching Pearl Harbor downstairs.
I don't know what the fuck they're watching downstairs.
But still,
anyway,
like, you can't take it away from her now. She likes Veranda Santa.
What?
That's the new episode of Bluey. It's the Christmas episode.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, yes, you did. We watched it when she got home from the dentist yesterday. We watched it like 6 times.
You watched it.
No, you were in the room when it was on.
But I didn't watch it. This is a real thing.
I get into the kids' shows.
Oh my god, there was this Tinkerbell.
I recorded a Doc McStuffins episode just
Oh,
because
yeah.
I wanted to see what it was.
There was this one time that
the
Tinkerbell movie was on TV. Kylie was sitting on the couch. Lily...
Dan was having a full-blown conversation with me.
I was having a conversation with her after I had just laid Lily down for a nap. Lily wasn't even in the room anymore. Kylie has no recollection of anything I had said because she was...
I was so into Tinkerbell.
So into Tinkerbell movie.
And it was the first Tinkerbell movie.
I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
I got sucked in. Sophia the First. This was when Lily...
Sophia the First.
That's not on anymore, but when Lily...
Is it over?
Yeah, they don't make that show anymore.
Oh, poor Sophia. Lost her job.
I would get into Sophia the First. Even now, like Bluey, I love Bluey. If you don't know what Bluey is, you need to Google it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bluey's hilarious.
They watched this show for like, I don't know, weeks while I was in the room, and I have to actually actively watch something or acknowledge the sound type thing. Like, I can multitask pretty well when I want to, but normally when the kid show's on, I just ignore everything because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, most of the time I like Lil Baby Bum. It's just white noise.
It's white noise, yeah. But yeah, Kylie was like, "Oh my god, this like she would cry laughing." I'm like, "Why? Like, what am I missing here?" But yeah, the show is actually pretty funny.
Oh my god, Bus. Just go YouTube Bluey, Bluey, Bus.
It's pretty funny.
Hilarious.
It's
Lily and I
for a kid show. It's actually pretty comical.
They're Australian sheepdogs.
Yeah. Sure.
And Bluey is 6,
mm-hmm.
and Bingo, her little sister, is 4, and then there's the mom and the dad. And it's so funny because all the dogs are like names you would name your dog. Like the mom's name is Chili, the dad's name is Bandit,
mm-hmm.
their neighbor's name is Lucky.
Yeah.
Their cousin's name is Muffin.
Oh, that's cute.
Socks is the little cousin.
Yeah.
So it's all like names that you would like typically name a dog.
I can't believe we just spent like 3 minutes on Bluey.
Bluey's a staple in this house.
Now it is, but yeah. But
it's a show we watch together.
Scrubs. All right.
Scrubs
is, it's really hard.
The hell was that?
I don't know. It's really hard to say that it's my favorite sitcom of all time, but there was a period of time where it definitely was. However, now I think I would have to give it to How I Met Your Mother because I just loved How I Met Your Mother as well, which is also a show that we watched together. Mm-hmm. But yeah, all those sitcoms, except for the good ones, not the shitty ones like The Office. And Parks and Recreation.
You are going to get us off of having so many not subscribers.
Listen, I've already decided this a long time ago that most of the time when I'm a co-host in a podcast, I have to be the bad guy. The Office sucks.
The Office
Parks and Recreation sucks.
It's because you don't get the humor.
I get it. It's bad. It's just not good. There's a difference. It's not good. Here's the thing, right? And this is the... Here's the thing. You don't get that, but I do. Shout out to Wyatt. Here's the thing, right? When I watch The Office is a 23-minute sitcom, right? Every episode, 23 minutes.
Yeah.
I probably laugh maybe twice an episode. Right? Fair?
More than that.
No.
Because it's hilarious.
Two Broke Girls.
Oh my god, that show is dumb.
Two Broke Girls. I'll laugh for 23 minutes. I'm a huge Kat Dennings fan.
He's so annoying.
But that show is...
Well, that was another show we watched together.
Yeah, Two Broke Girls.
Stupid.
That show is hysterical.
I didn't like
Scrubs, hysterical. And, I mean, it's one of the best sitcoms ever.
I love Scrubs.
Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Another show we really watched.
Watch that together.
That's a really funny show. For me, hindsight is 20/20. And now when I go back and watch it, like I still laugh, but I really look at the show differently now because like Sheldon really is just Sheldon. But yeah, still a funny show. But the most recent sitcom that we had gotten into, which I thought was spectacular, we binge watched the entire thing.
What?
During COVID.
What
was our sitcom that we got into this year?
I don't remember.
David.
Oh my god, Schitt's Creek was hilarious.
Schitt's Creek was really funny.
I was like, fold in the cheese. Well, how do you fold? She's like, you just fold it in.
Yeah.
I love how Alexa says David. Oh my god.
No,
David
but seriously,
is my favorite character by far. But yeah, Schitt's Creek was hilarious. We started watching it on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And then the last season was on Hulu, so we watched the last season on Hulu.
No, it was live. We recorded it. Yeah. It was still on...
No, it wasn't live.
It was still on TV. It was still on TV, yeah. But, yeah, we got into that show 5 years late because we binge-watched the hell out of it.
Oh my god!
And then, like, now it's over, which is so unfortunate because the show is so good.
Yeah, but I heard they're coming out with a movie.
That makes sense.
They might be coming out with a movie.
That makes sense. But yeah, like, that show is that's a sleeper. You probably like, I never even heard of it until like Kylie got downloaded TikTok. Like that's how we heard about Schitt's Creek because of all
because there was a lot of I was watching TikToks and a lot of them were like the voices, the audio of Schitt's Creek. I'm like, what the hell is? So I googled it and then Dan and I started watching it and oh my god, we were dying laughing.
It really was like. I remember when she first told me about it, I'm like, oh, it's some stupid TikTok thing. Like, great. But no, it was fucking
so funny.
I loved that show. Was funny. It was a good show. I'm trying to think of like other...
Arrow, we watched.
Yeah, so I was trying to
in the beginning.
I was trying to go through all the sitcoms, but yeah.
Oh, because I remember that was the episode... We were watching Arrow when they were giving me my epidural with Lily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's funny.
Because that's how I remember what time I got my epidural.
Yeah, it was like 8 o'clock.
It was on 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it literally took the anesthesiologist the whole episode to place my epidural.
And we wonder why Kylie got sick. But yeah, not to mention we were already in the hospital for like 8 hours at that point. Mm-hmm.
We have ghosts, or Oliver's spirit is coming through the baby monitor and is trying to get us.
But But yeah, I mean, we're definitely both superhero fans. We enjoyed all the most of the superhero movies, except for Wonder Woman by Kylie, who wanted to leave the theater.
I did. I wanted to leave the movie theater in the middle of the movie because the movie was horrible. It was not about Wonder Woman. It was about her and Chris Pine. I'm like, I don't care about Chris Pine. The movie's called Wonder Woman. I want to watch Wonder Woman. No. Iron Man, it's about Iron Man. Captain America, Black Widow, haven't seen the movie, but I'm sure it's all about Black Widow.
I'm really pumped for Black Widow, and I'm really upset that it hasn't come out this year, and they kind of jacked us on Disney+.
Because it's a Marvel movie. DC movies?
They're terrible, without doubt. I mean, like, anything post Dark Knight Rises is pretty fucking awful.
But I liked, like, the TV shows. I wasn't a big fan of Supergirl. Because originally it was on CBS, and then it moved to the CW. I definitely wasn't a fan of it when it was on CBS. And then I was like, when it was on the CW. I liked The Flash.
Which I like. That was my least favorite.
It was okay, but out of, like, I did not like Legends of Tomorrow.
It was fine.
I didn't like that one.
It's funny because, like, I wouldn't say that.
It was to me. It just seemed like all the rejected characters from all the other other shows.
That's basically what it was. It was giving them a full-time job so they didn't go anywhere else. So whenever they needed them, they were there.
I didn't like Legends of Tomorrow.
I didn't watch all the seasons of Legends of Tomorrow, but the Legends of Tomorrow was interesting to me because, like, I wasn't like I'm not like a huge comic nerd or anything like that. Like, there was a point in time where I bought comics for like a few years maybe. But what I liked about Legends of Tomorrow was I liked the concept of it. Like, the team ups are always really cool, and when you get certain team ups, it's even more cooler. So, like, I like the concept, but it was very clear to me that the show didn't have a direction. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the big downfall. But for me, like, The Flash, like, we watched The Flash and it was whatever, but I never really liked it because it felt like the same story over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, oh, am I faster than you? Like, it kind of got shitty to me. The later seasons were fine. I don't even know that I watched the last season. Because honestly, like, I was way more into Arrow. I mean, we already said this. Our son's named after Oliver Queen, so Green Arrow is one of my favorite superheroes of all time. So I was really into Arrow, and when Stephen Amell walked away from the role, which at this point now was like almost 2 years ago. No, it was last January. So when he walked away from the role, I kind of just lost interest in a lot of it because he really kept it together for me, and Kylie had already stopped watching at that point.
Yeah, it kind of got boring to me.
It did. And even like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, that was another one.
I wasn't a fan of that show either.
I liked, like, the first couple seasons, but then they did, like, things that I don't like where, like, they just kept bringing back the same character over and over again. Like, I friggin' hate when shows do that.
Speaking of superheroes,
Heroes. My name is Hiro Nakamura. I come in peace.
Did I watch that whole show?
I don't know. To be honest, I know that, like, I mean, I did. I loved Heroes.
I can't remember.
I don't know that you really got all into it like that, but Umbrella Academy.
We still haven't watched.
Kylie still hasn't watched.
Oh, see.
I was at home in quarantine for 3 months while Kylie went to work every day, and I didn't do anything. I watched Umbrella Academy. I
started to watch The Boys, and then
you liked it. You just didn't really follow up.
No.
But, like, I think you'll watch it though. Show is fucking wicked.
It's a little messed up.
Show is graphic.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, like,
don't watch it with children.
No, fuck, dude, no. Like, Game of Thrones is graphic, but, like, The Boys, that's and, like, and so the Netflix shows, the Marvel Netflix shows, we watch all those.
Oh yeah,
and they're all fucking great.
I didn't like Why can't I think of what it's called? The Strong Guy.
Because he's black?
No, because I didn't like the story.
I think Luke Cage was a fairly boring story.
Yeah,
I'll give
it was
you that.
Boring. But I liked Iron Fist was kind of boring,
I actually
but it was okay.
I think a lot of people hate on Iron Fist. I actually really liked it. Jessica Jones was the best though.
Yeah, if I had to pick between Jessica Jones and Daredevil, I'd pick Jessica Jones.
I love Jessica Jones. Like, and it was from a character that I didn't know much about and wasn't really interested in. But then again, most of the times when you have a good villain, you're just a good show, and it had a good villain, which is also why I liked Arrow for so long. Because for the most part, Arrow's like head villains were always really good, so I always enjoyed those things. But yeah, I mean, and the cool thing about the Netflix series were always like they just didn't have rules, so they were so much better than everything on TV. Like you couldn't even compare Daredevil to Arrow. You can't compare it. Like they're the same type of like vigilante superhero, but Netflix production just has no rules. So like the show is obviously better. Like it's not even close.
That's because it's not on like.
Right, it's not on cable television. Yeah. But yeah, those, and then I'm trying to think of some of the other things that we watched so many goddamn things at this point. Kylie like.
You're so loud.
Kylie basically got me into like musical things. So I'll say that like for example. The Greatest Showman, right? I really like The Greatest Showman.
We're talking about TV shows.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like there was that one show, Glee, right?
You didn't watch Glee.
I didn't watch Glee.
No.
But if it were on and Kylie was watching it, I didn't hate it. And that is not the same I could say about some of the things that Kylie watches now.
I watch now, just me personally, The Goldbergs.
Which is funny because I like that show, but I've never watched it from like
the
beginning. I probably should.
And The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I love The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
I watch Ms. and Mrs.
That show's funny because Ms. is hilarious.
Have
you watched any of the Bellas this season?
No.
It did start though, right?
I think so.
I don't know.
But we used to watch that, like, when Total Divas was on,
yeah.
We watched that. Total Bellas, we watched that.
I watched Total Bellas exclusively for John Cena and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but now it's Artem Shmerkovsky.
Which is probably why I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, but he's better for her anyway.
That's fine. But John Cena...
you can't see John Cena.
But John Cena was...
Actually, you can see Artem, you can't see John Cena.
John Cena's funny as hell.
Yeah, but he was...
funny.
I don't know if it was the way that they portrayed him. Like, sometimes, like, when they say, like, reality, it's not scripted. It's scripted.
Oh, bullshit.
In some way, it's scripted and...
Everyone's being pushed in a direction to do something.
Yeah, so I feel like they put him in this light.
There has to be a narrative, a story to everything.
Like, they made him to be, like, this, like, robot...
He was a big robot dick.
Crazy person.
Yeah.
I'm like...
With crazy, crazy rules. You had to sign a contract to live in his house.
Like, no.
Pretty crazy.
But yeah, we watched that.
We've watched so many Netflix.
And then there's Bluey.
Yeah. We watched a lot of Netflix shows. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones.
I watch Bluey every single day.
Bluey?
I've seen every single episode.
Bluey, Muppet Babies, Little Einsteins, and...
Mickey and Friends. And the new Mickey and Friends.
And the new one, which had a new episode today that Lily's going to have to watch.
Oh.
And Pete the Cat.
And Daniel Tiger.
And Little Baby Bums.
And Word Party.
And Word Party songs.
Uh-huh. Sometimes Corey Carson.
Sometimes.
Because Oliver likes cars, so we watch Corey Carson. But I'm trying to get them in... Oh, Mickey's Christmas Carol, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, Mickey's Twice Upon a... But I'm talking about what the kids watch. Like, if it's Mickey or if it's Christmas, the kids, especially Oliver, likes it. Oliver is like a Christmas he was born in the wrong season. And
we watched like the most Christmas movie the other day, which was Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman.
Why is that not a Christmas movie?
Christmas in July, because it has nothing to do with Christmas.
Oh.
Speaking of it, he's probably awakened, but yeah, he was totally into it.
We might have to take a
Year Without Santa Claus. Year Without Santa Claus.
We have a recording on our DVR.
Oh, it's December 24th.
We recorded
It's
it on
December
Christmas
24th,
Eve.
yeah.
We have a recording on our DVR of The Year Without a Santa Claus that will be 2 years old.
It was recorded on
December 24th.
On December 24th, 2018. Mm-hmm. That's how long it's been on our DVR.
Oliver was 7 months old.
Yeah. Yeah. It has what's the movie? What's the commercial for the movie? I can't remember. The movie is so bad.
Oh, with Keanu Reeves.
No. Oh, what's the show? The show, let's put it this way. It was 2 years ago, and the show was being premiered in January. The show was already canceled.
Oh, no, it was The Masked Singer.
No, it was not The Masked Singer. There's another show. It's a sci-fi show.
Oh,
There was a sci-fi show on whatever channel it is, but I don't know. But it was canceled after one season. But we still see previews for the show because of the recording from 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Fun facts.
Like the one day we were watching it, and we've watched it like throughout the year. We'll
watch
take
it in
a
June.
moment from
Pause
from our sponsors. You hit pause again.
Yeah.
Oh. That was a short word from our sponsor, Oliver. Super cute. He is just so cute. Like, I just had to say that. He's
P.S.
so cute.
Pickles has moved.
He's on the TV. Now, even though if there's kids watching, cover your ears. If Lily's watching, cover your ears. Lily won't watch this. But normally, if Lily wasn't here, Lily would go wherever she is. So she's with Nana and Pop. So Pickles would go with Nana and Pop. But Oliver's a little older now. So Pickles...
Oh, we did do that last year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Oliver... And he still doesn't understand. But, like, I don't even really know if he's acknowledged Pickles.
It's a pandemic, so the Pickles can't go down the shore.
No.
It's that simple. Pickles got to stay here with us.
But anyway, I was thinking of this while having a short word from our sponsor, Oliver. The only really shows that we've ever watched are scripted. Like, we don't watch... Like, the only reality show that we watch is Big Brother.
Yeah, because I pretty much despise all the other ones that you watch.
Like what?
Like, I hated Dance Moms. I hated Teen Moms. I
didn't really watch...
I hated the Little People.
I didn't really watch Teen Mom.
Well, you watch Little People, you watch Dance Mom, you watch Honey Boo Boo. TLC was like her fucking channel, and it was like, to me, I'm not kidding, I don't want to offend anybody else here, but those channel, every single one of those shows insult me. They do. They insult me. Because it's a bunch of people that are just asinine people, pieces of people that
Dance Moms,
somehow got on reality TV. It's fucking awful.
Dance Moms wasn't on TLC, it was on Lifetime.
Right, and she went to prison.
For taxes or something.
Who cares? She went to prison. She's a piece of shit person that we
She has like cancer now.
That we idolized for years because of whatever some bullshit. It doesn't matter.
She has cancer now.
Fuck all those shows. They all suck. They're all awful, and they're an insult to our country. Like our former president, who currently is still president. I went there.
We're gonna edit that part out because that was just unnecessary. Anyway.
Fair.
So, but yeah, that I don't even know of any other shows that we watch. Other than all the kids shows.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones was one of the ones we talked about a little bit. Wasn't there a point in time where we did both watch Walking Dead?
Yeah, and then it got dumb.
It got awful, and we stopped watching it.
Because they started eating each other, and it was stupid.
It was, whatever season of The Walking Dead where they start to cannibalize, I was out. I tapped out at, like...
Something happened to my toe.
I tapped out at, like, the mid-season point. I'm just like, I'm done. This is terrible. Never looked back. I think it was...
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. That's a show, specifically for me, that I shouldn't like. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in that show that I am strongly against. So many of the things. But for some reason...
So many of
so many of the things. For some reason, that show just got me. I don't know. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. And I thought the ending was controversial but nice. And I hope that... I didn't watch Mayans or whatever the hell they made afterwards because I don't know.
But I think they're coming out with a show like about one of his sons.
I'll probably check it out.
I think I saw that on Facebook.
I remember there was rumors about the Mayans, which ended up happening. There was rumors about a prequel that I don't know that ever got off the ground.
FX reminded me of this. Is another show that I watched that you didn't like was American Horror Story.
Yeah, no, that show creeps me out.
I haven't watched it in a couple seasons because it creeped me out.
That show is just... It's not even that scary. It's just weird. The show is just weird.
Yeah, it's not like a scary show. It's like a creep. I don't know. Like some of the things, like
coming from the girl who can't see a scary movie at all.
I know, but I really liked American Horror Story.
Is frightened.
But
dinosaurs.
Yes, it's a legitimate fear
of the extinct creature.
But that there were rules when I watched American Horror Story. I couldn't watch it if I was by myself.
Couldn't watch it at nighttime.
And I couldn't watch it at nighttime. So somebody had to be home with me while I was watching it. And it had to be in the daytime. I couldn't watch it like before bed. Yep. And then like I remember Dan started to rewatch The Sopranos, and then I had weird dreams about being in the mob and stuff, so I had to stop watching The Sopranos.
We got like 2 seasons in. She's like, I can't watch this anymore.
I was having
she goes, last night I like killed you or whatever.
It was weird. Like I had to stop.
It was really funny. I was
having like Goodfellas dreams.
Like, it was really funny actually.
I was like,
oh man,
I couldn't. Wait, put your phone down.
I'm trying to like remember other things. Like I feel like we're missing shows that like we don't want to miss because, yeah. Like so Fuller House was one, I know that.
Oh yeah, Fuller House. We still have to finish that.
I thought you said it wasn't a new season.
It's not. It's the last season on Netflix.
We just never watched it?
Oh, The New Girl.
The New Girl.
I love that. Who's that
Zooey
girl?
Deschanel.
It's Jess.
It's Jess. I love Zooey Deschanel.
Stop. Schmidt was that whole show.
Schmidt was that whole show, and we used to compare him to my friend Nolan all the time. Like, Nolan, if you do watch this, we used to call you Schmidt.
No, I'd compare him to John.
Who?
John Petrick.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're on drugs.
I love John. Shout out to John. I miss John.
It's been a minute. I'm going through here to look at the top 30 things. See if there's anything else. Glow.
Oh, Glow. Yeah, on Netflix.
Glow.
About women wrestling.
Glow is a sweet show. I'm really upset that it got canceled.
Yeah.
Not fun. Only because I knew they were only going to do one more season anyway. But we watched that show too.
Oh, Wet Hot American Summer. That was a movie, and then they made like a mini series on Netflix about that. Was funny.
Did you watch Arrested Development? I didn't.
No, I've never watched Arrested Development.
It's probably some bad show that you would like. This is a show I want to watch.
Atypical.
Right, because it's about autism. Community I watched. I don't know that you ever watched it.
I've watched a little bit of it. I haven't watched...
What?
Sister. I used to love that show. TGIF. Never knew how much I missed you.
That's terrible.
You didn't watch Sister when you were a kid?
I did.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Do you remember Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yep, I did.
And Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, don't know which one it was because they would switch off, was the one.
Yep.
On one episode. And what else? Step by Step.
Step by Step was my jam.
Family Matters.
Urkel. The dinosaurs.
Oh my god, I love that show.
Not the mama.
My brother Michael had well, he still has it, but it sounds like demonic now because it's like 1,000 years old. It's the doll of the baby, and it had a drawstring, and you pulled the drawstring, and it would say things from the show. And now it's like voice boxes like starting to go, so it sounds really weird now. But yeah, he still has that.
That's fucking creepy, to be honest.
So I have like a piece of skin and it hurts.
The sister thing? What's it called?
Sister Wives.
Oh, you watched that too. That's what I was talking about. What's the thing on your skin called?
Oh, Stepmother.
Stepmother. I can never remember.
No, it's not a stepmother. It's like my cuticle.
I can never remember.
It's like a cuticle. I'm trying to think because at one point we had a ton of DVDs.
Hmm.
Oh, Modern Family. We've watched that.
Yeah, I mean, that was more of a you show, but I just watched it. That was it's kind of like the Goldbergs. Like, Kylie's always watched the Goldbergs, and I'll just watch it when it's on. But at this point, I probably have seen every episode. Oh, Mike and Molly.
I love that show.
Chuck.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck. Oh, I love Chuck.
Zachary Levi. I love him.
Yeah. Chuck was a good show. That was a real good show. That was back in the day. Whew. Back in the day.
That was a long time ago. That show.
Psych.
I love that show.
Psych's another good one.
That was on USA.
Suits.
That was kind of like how it was with.
Yeah. Like, I more watch Suits, and Kylie would be like.
If it was one, I'd watch it.
Because of Donna. Donna was great.
I mean.
And our princess. What is she? She's nothing now, right?
No, no, I don't know.
She's nothing, but she has 2 babies.
It's not that she's.
And she had a miscarriage. Did you see that?
She didn't have 2 babies.
Well, that's
she
upsetting.
had
I thought she had
her baby.
I thought she was talking about a miscarriage. I don't pay attention to the tabloids.
No, she had the Archie, and then she just recently had a miscarriage. She was pregnant, and then she recently had a miscarriage.
That's upsetting.
It is upsetting.
No fun. But yeah, Suits. I love Suits. Suits was a good show. I'm trying to remember some other random pitch-off shows, but what would you say like the die-hard ones are? Like, it's got to be Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be wrestling in general. Game of Thrones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now The Mandalorian. I feel like there was another Amazon show that I just can't remember.
Pete the Cat.
Yeah, Pete the Cat.
No.
What was some of the other Disney Plus shows that we watched? Was it just The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I watched a couple of the other Disney Plus shows, but you didn't.
Fair.
We just watched The Mandalorian.
Mando or bust.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's no other Amazon.
I watched Man in a High Castle for a while, but you didn't watch that.
There was a couple weird shows.
I've watched a lot of. I mean, once again, I traveled for a living all the time, so I've watched.
You watched this one show. It was like about like a cult or something, and they spoke in another language.
So there's a couple shows like that. But yeah, like I watched Altered Carbon that you didn't watch. I watched.
There was a witch show he was watching earlier about
I can't remember the name of that show right now though.
There was a lot of weird ass shows.
I've watched some weird fucking shows. Altered Carbon was a weird one. The knockoff. I think the 2%. I think that's what that show is called. Yeah, the 2%. That's a weird fucking show, but it's a cool show. It's like it's kind of like Hunger Games, but in a show, and it was made in Brazil. And the first season, you have to actually turn subtitles on because a lot of it's in Brazilian. But yeah, I watched that show. That's a cool show. And then what was the more? I know I just watched. Oh, what was that weird Neil Patrick Harris show that we watched? A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh yeah,
that was a weird show that we watched.
It wasn't weird.
It's a weird show. I know it was a book. I'm not really into it. It was a weird. I thought he was good in it though.
We didn't finish it though.
We didn't watch the last season. It got it fell off. But yeah, when it comes to Netflix, I watched many Netflix shows that Kylie hasn't.
Dan watched Black Mirror, which freaked me out.
Black Mirror was awesome. The problem with Black Mirror.
I only watched one episode, and it was the one with Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus episode?
Yeah, she was in the second season. She was the rock star.
Huh. But yeah, I had just finished season 1 and the first episode of season 2. I'm like, hey guys, check the show out. It doesn't matter where you start because every episode has a different cast. It doesn't matter. It's a cool show, really cool concept. However, that episode is the episode where the wife and her husband dies, and then she makes an artificial intelligence of her husband. It didn't go over very well.
No, freaked me out. Had a few nightmares about it.
Didn't go over well. So Kylie never watched again.
Nope.
But yeah, that's a good show. That's a good show.
Yeah, some shows I watch and I have weird ass dreams, like Sopranos. I have mob dreams.
Yeah.
Black Mirror, I have weird ass friggin' dreams.
Yeah. Fair.
This is how my mind works.
Fair.
Excuse me.
But yeah, so wrestling for sure, Big Brother for sure, Scrubs for sure. How I Met Your Mother was a big one. Big Bang Theory. I actually fell off on the Big Bang Theory at the end. Kylie stuck through the whole time.
Excuse me.
But yeah, more recently, it's definitely The Mandalorian. We're very into The Mandalorian. I don't even know if there is anything else, really. Is there anything else we're waiting for?
The WandaVision, but that's it.
Wanda, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait. That's the other. Isn't there another Netflix show? Oh, no, none of them started yet, right? None of the Netflix Marvel shows started yet. I'm sorry. None of the Disney Plus Marvel shows started yet.
No.
Because there's WandaVision, and then there's Falcon and man, what's his name? I feel really stupid right now.
I can't
Captain America's best friend.
Yeah, I can't think of what his name is. It's like
I'm gonna
Bucky.
remember Bucky. Yeah, Bucky and Falcon. That should be good. And then I'm hoping they release the Black Widow on Disney Plus just to watch it, but I don't know that they will. Hopefully, with WB coming out saying they're releasing all their movies on HBO Max, Disney Plus just steps their game up and starts releasing Marvel movies. I think that would be sweet. But yeah, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we're waiting for, though. I don't know.
Not that
I haven't really been...
Nothing's really...
Well, that's the thing. Nothing is really recorded, so there's nothing going on.
Right, because of COVID, so it's
right.
like...
Right. I don't know. We used to watch Shameless, right? You watch Shameless?
Yeah, but then it got like...
Yeah, I mean, after you hear the worst story in the world for like 4 seasons, it's just not really a worst story anymore. Like, I got really into... Like, funny thing is, I got into Shameless when I moved into my dad's house because he had Showtime. I never had Showtime before. So I remember I binged the entire first season the night before season 2 came out, and then I said, Kylie, you gotta watch the show. And she came over, and we watched the entire first season again, and we kind of got into it. But then, like, by the 4th season, it's literally just like...
It's the same thing.
It's like, oh, what's the worst thing that can happen now? You know, that already happened 4 times. It just... It took what a realistic story, to me, could have been for, like, most families, and then they just, like... It just went way over the top. And I didn't really like it anymore. Yeah. And I really like Steve, and they took Steve out of the show for like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I like Steve.
So fuck them. Or whatever his name was. Jimmy.
Dragon Ball Z.
Jimmy, Steve. I never watched that movie, but yeah.
Emmy Rosen, or whatever her name is. She was in the Dragon Ball Z too.
Right. Well, yeah.
That is not a show we watched together, Dragon Ball Z.
I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid.
No.
And Pokemon. And Yu-Gi-Oh! All those animes when I was a kid.
I watched Pokemon.
And Power Rangers. And Turtles. But yeah. I think that's going to conclude this.
Unless you have something else to add.
I don't, but if there's like any shows that like maybe we somehow didn't name and you stuck all the way through this episode and you think there's a cool show that we should watch, I am always up for finding new things to watch.
Yeah, because it's not like we're doing anything
we're not
anyway.
Fucking doing anything.
We can't go anywhere. We can't see anybody.
It's even worse now because Kylie's also home. So now we even have more free time to like put a random show on the TV because it'll just give Kylie a reason not to work. Just kidding.
No.
Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.